Hey everyone, welcome back to MangaMinute. I'm thrilled to share my latest recap video with you. If you missed the previous one, no worries, just take a quick peek in the description below for the link. Now, let's dive right in and enjoy.
With shocked eyes, Mackin who exclaimed, How are you able to handle the silent sword technique? Unable to comprehend Yeon-Myeong's mastery of the technique, Yeon-Myeong responded calmly, Since the sword has such murderous energy, I assumed it had been made with the intention of killing. It doesn't particularly have a difficult energy. Mackin who, bewildered by this explanation, pondered aloud, What? Even I was only able to handle it after I mastered the ultimate twin sword technique? But it's not difficult, you said. Yeon-Myeong continued, Now that I think about it, the guy I killed a few hours ago was also using this technique. So does that mean you're part of the Dark Moon Sword sect? I don't know too much about you guys, but I know you're under the Black Death Alliance. It's well known that the Black Death Alliance, no matter what martial arts skills a user has, transforms it into rising martial arts that suits the user. That's why people from all walks of life forsake their former lives and devote themselves to the Black Death Alliance. Hearing Yeon-Myeong's remarks, Mackin who interjected, What are you trying to say? Unfazed, with a mocking tone, Yeon-Myeong quickly responded, I'm trying to say that I'm disappointed over something as trivial as this technique. Isn't this something anyone can imitate as long as they can handle murderous energy? Seeing that you've bestowed this kind of martial arts onto me, it seems that Ryan-Ju didn't have much faith in you, right? Enraged by the response, Mackin who retorted, You bastard! Maintaining his composure, Yeon-Myeong remarked, Well, you seem to have tried your best for someone who doesn't do anything all day, so I'll show you an ability in return. Don't be amazed after seeing it. Couldn't believe what he just heard. Mackin who inquired, Ability? As Yeon-Myeong prepared to show the technique, Mackin who bewildered and pondered, What is he trying to do? Meanwhile, Yeon-Myeong remained composed, ready to showcase his skill. As Mackin who pondered the situation, Yeon-Myeong remarked, For those who have reached a transcendental level, the length of the blade does not matter to them, indicating his readiness to unveil the technique at any moment. With mounting panic, Mackin who shouted, What? Just now? But Yeon-Myeong paid no heed to Mackin who's panic. With a swift motion, he released his technique, unleashing an immense aura that could cleave through anything in its path, leaving a distinct slash mark on the ground. Furious and bewildered, Mackin who exclaimed, What are you doing? Contrary to Mackin who's anger, Yeon-Myeong expressed disappointment. Is this all the skill I have right now? Is it because my body isn't like before? He mused, reflecting on his current abilities. As Mackin who surveyed the surroundings, he realized the immense power wielded by Yeon-Myeong. He remarked, There's no way. The power of the silent sword technique is different from that of a normal sword. However, in front of Blade River, it's rendered powerless. He handles the blade's energy with such ease and has even used Blade River with it, recognizing the aftermath of Yeon-Myeong's ability. In a moment of realization, Mackin who murmured to himself, This means that this guy has reached the final stage. Hearing this, Yeon-Myeong responded with a grim expression, Is that even important? Facing an opponent he deemed unbeatable, Mackin who knew he had to act swiftly. I have to avoid him at all cost, he concluded, sliding into escape mode and running for his life. Watching Mackin who run with a resigned expression, Yeon-Myeong remarked, You're being annoying. How do you think you're going to get away when you're just running around here? Either way, it's over the moment I catch you. Realizing the futility of Mackin who's attempts to escape, with a swift motion, Yeon-Myeong brought out his ring-like shuriken, stating, Actually, as a member of the Tang clan, it'd only make sense to kill you the Tang clan way. As he prepared to confront Mackin who. Meanwhile, deep within the woods, Mackin who pondered his situation. This cannot be. Who in the world raised such a monster from the Tang clan? How can someone who's reached the final stage come from the collapsing Tang clan? Ryan-Ju won't sit back and just watch. Suddenly, a noise from behind startled him. He exclaimed, What is that? Turning towards the source of the noise, he witnessed trees being sliced into pieces one after another. Observing the destruction, Mackin who remarked, To think those small rings are slicing trees like someone cutting tofu. That speed is also unusual. As he readied his sword to block the incoming shurikens, preparing for the imminent confrontation. As he continued to block the incoming shurikens, Mackin, who realized, I won't be able to get rid of these rings by just running away. I'll just have to deal with them. Understanding the necessity of facing his opponent head-on, he prepared himself for the confrontation. With a determined gaze, he shouted defiantly, Bring it on! Do you think I'll die in a place like this? Despite the odds stacked against him, Mackin, who refused to succumb to despair. He exerted all his strength to block the incoming shurikens, but his sword began to show signs of strain. Realizing the damage inflicted by the shurikens, Mackin, who pondered, the cracks on my sword from having to deal with the silent sword technique. In a moment of distraction, Mackin, who lowered his guard momentarily and one of the shurikens slipped through his defense. Enraged by the injury, he shouted defiantly, How do you like that? I blocked them all. Did you think the Dark Moon sect would die to something like this? Though I've lost an arm, as long as I stay alive, I can plan for the upcoming days, unwilling to concede defeat despite the loss of his left arm. Assessing his wound and the situation, Mackin, who reflected, This all is nothing and this bastard must have wasted a lot of energy from using that skill just now. Despite his injuries, he maintained a sense of determination and resilience. Unexpectedly, Yeon-Myeong appeared before him, displaying a calm demeanor as he remarked, So, should I be complimenting you or something? His nonchalant attitude only added to Mackin-who's bewilderment. Observing Yeon-Myeong's state, Mackin, who couldn't hide his surprise, What? He's not even the least bit tired? The blades are spinning while stuck in the ground. Even after using such an elaborate technique like that. He marveled at Yeon-Myeong's effortless control over the situation, particularly his telekinetic ability to retrieve the shurikens. As the realization of his impending defeat sank in, Mackin, who exclaimed in frustration and disbelief, Just who in the world is this bastard? Confronted with his own limitations and the overwhelming power of his opponent, Mackin, who grappled with a sense of failure. He questioned his own path and the choices he had made, wondering, after leaving everything behind as a Tang clan student, putting my all into the Black Death Alliance and making a name for myself, someone like me couldn't even hurt a hair on his head. Just what in the world have I been doing? After defeating Mackin, Yeon-Myeong took stock of the situation, remarking, Have I caught everyone now? I tried experimenting with different techniques, so I did gain something out of this. Once I become heir of the head, it'd be nice to teach this to the people under me. He considered the lessons learned from the intense battle and how he could pass on his knowledge to those who followed him. Ensuring that all loose ends were tied, Yeon-Myeong exclaimed, Shall I leave this place now? His gaze was resolute, indicating his readiness to move forward. With determination in his eyes, Yeon-Myeong reflected on his next steps. Since there are loose ends, I have to tie when I get out. The elders who drove mother in a corner. The Jegal family who plotted to take over the Tang clan. I'll set everything right. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. He resolved to address the injustices of the past and seek retribution for the sorrows and hardships he had endured. Meanwhile, outside the formation, frustrated Tang Wanjin inquired, Is there really no way? With a disappointed expression, Jaegal Chonsin replied, My apologies. For the sake of fairness, we made it impossible for anyone to intervene. I never expected the situation to become like this. Hearing that, the three members of Yeon-Myeong's group chimed in, No way, it can't be. With a grim expression, Jaegal Chongsin pondered, Of course, those are just lies. However, I have to keep quiet until the work is done. Since the entrance was completely sealed after they entered, there's no way anyone can make it out of the competition ground alive. After the men who were deployed outside the unit have been subdued and questioned, the people inside have been confirmed. The Great Darkness Silent Sword Sect and Dark Moon Sword Sect. And since there are over 300 soldiers in there, even number 28 will have a hard time coming back alive. Though it's a waste of talent, we cannot be caught that he got in the way of our plans and the competition. Believing that his shady plan worked out as he expected. With a sad expression, Jaegal Chongsin remarked, Other candidates who did not participate in the war are the future of the Tang clan. So at least they... He stopped talking and didn't finish his speech due to something coming from his back. He pondered in his thought, What's this? This familiar energy. Seeing a familiar face, Tang Yuri quickly interjected, It's Yeon-Myeong. I told you, he won't lose that easily. As she running towards Yeon-Myeong and quickly hug him, and followed by Tang Yeon and Tang Mirio. Are you hurt anywhere? Tang Yeon inquired. With a happy expression, Yeon-Myeong replied, I told you, until the competition is over, you're the only one who has hurt me. His jaw dropped due to the unexpected event. Jaegal Changsin pondered. Number 28? Just how in the world? As if he is seeing a ghost. Assessing the situation, Jaegal Changsin inwardly pondered. This is impossible. What in the world were the 300 soldiers doing? They couldn't even deal with a young bastard like him? He recalled past encounters with Yeon-Myeong and marveled at his abilities. I just can't believe this. During that time and that time too. How in the world can he cut it down even with the 7 locks Phantom Dome formation? Including the 7 locks Phantom Dome formation that was put onto his clan and the unit that was made for the battle, it's no different from the 8 earthly laws and punishments. Normally, even a master will be caught. But he just slashed through all that? Perhaps this boy. Meanwhile, Yeon-Myeong, having realized Jaegal Changsin's shady plan, pondered his next move. If I could, I would just kill him immediately, but I shouldn't do anything I can get blamed for until I become the patriarch. He calculated his next steps carefully, plotting his strategy against Jaegal Changsin. Leaving the grudge towards Jaegal Changsin behind, Yeon-Myeong approached and greeted his instructor, Tang Yeon-Myeong. With a relieved expression, Tang Yeon-Myeong exclaimed, Number 28. No, I mean, Tang Yeon-Myeong, you're safe. Bowing respectfully to his instructor, Yeon-Myeong remarked, I'm sorry that I caused much worry, Warrior Yeon-Myeong. Tang Yeon-Myeong responded, It's a relief you're safe. But what happened in there? What happened to the rest? He was curious about the events inside the formation. Before receiving an answer, the ground suddenly shook violently. Sensing the tremors, Tang Yuri shouted, What's that? In response, Tang Yeon speculated, Is it an earthquake? As the ground trembled, one of the warriors present pointed towards the source of the disturbance, exclaiming, Look there! A crack is appearing over there. There's light coming out from the crack. Witnessing this, Jaegal Changsin was bewildered, unable to believe his eyes. He pondered. The mediums that was containing the 7 locks Phantom Dome formation is breaking down. With the formation crumbling from the inside out, the people present were astounded. They couldn't believe their eyes as they exclaimed, I can see something in the fragments. What is this? This is? What happened inside? They were shocked beyond words, their jaws dropping at the sight before them. With a relaxed demeanor, Yeon-Myeong confirmed, Well, just as you can see, that's what happened in there. As the formation crumbled into pieces, it spat out everything it contained inside, revealing the remnants of the fierce battle. Observing the scattered remnants, one warrior remarked, Some are wearing different uniforms, but most of them are part of the Dark Moon Sword sect. So it was true that Mackin who led the army to the mountain. They scanned their surroundings, taking in the aftermath of the conflict. Meanwhile, Tang Yeon-Myeong couldn't help but be astonished by this puzzling event. He pondered, Did he seriously take on all these people by himself? This is ridiculous. Even I would find it difficult to deal with more than 30 of them. Interrupting Tang Yeon-Myeong's thoughts, one of his warriors exclaimed, Master, over there! Pointing towards one of the remnants of the battle. As Tang Yeon-Myeong looked in the direction pointed out, he discovered something unexpected. With astonishment, he exclaimed, That's that double sword sheath on his back. Judging from the descriptions, I'm certain that's Mackin who. Even Mackin who is not a match for him. Just what in the world happened? Tang Yeon-Myeong. He is such a monster. Observing the shocked reactions around him, Yeon-Myeong simply explained, There were simply many of them. They weren't that hard to deal with. Tang Yeon-Myeong, this bastard, he's already beyond the existence of the patriarch. He admired Tang Yeon-Myeong's prowess and potential. As the crowd reacted to the unfolding events, their astonishment and admiration were palpable. Meanwhile, amidst the spectators, Moon-chan couldn't contain his frustration. With an annoyed expression, he cursed, I ended up becoming deadweight because my arm got ruined. But you alone got that strong. Tang Yeon-Myeong. His resentment towards Yeon-Myeong was evident, fueled by past grievances and jealousy. Recalling their shared history, Moon-chan couldn't reconcile the transformation Yeon-Myeong had undergone. You were just a piece of trash who used to get beat up because you couldn't even learn martial arts. How can someone like you? How dare someone like you? I can't accept this. His thoughts echoed with bitterness and disbelief. Meanwhile, Tang Yeon-Myeong concluded the event, declaring Tang Yeon-Myeong as the sole winner. He announced, "The tournament is concluding. The sole winner is number 28, Tang Yeon-Myeong. Come forward if you have any objections to the results." Despite the opportunity for objections, no one contested the decision. Tang Won-jin continued, "Is there no one? If there are no objections and every process has concluded to a fair end, I declare that the tournament is over. The warriors must immediately gather before the winner, Tang Yeon-Myeong." Witnessing the gathered warriors, Tang Yeon and Tang Mirio shared their overwhelming feelings. "I can't believe there are this many warriors," Tang Yeon exclaimed, while Tang Mirio echoed the sentiment. "The feeling is overwhelming." The sheer number of warriors emphasized the significance and scale of the event. As the warriors gathered before their new master, Tang Won-jin couldn't help but feel a sense of awe and anticipation. He thought to himself, after the Tang clan's downfall finally, the new patriarch that will bring forth the clan's revival has been born. Addressing Yeon-Myeong, Tang Won-jin declared, "We appoint you as our new master. There are 82 members aside from me. We greet the new patriarch of the Tang clan," as he kneeled before Yeon-Myeong. Quickly, the other warriors followed suit, kneeling and exclaiming, "We greet the new patriarch." Observing this ceremonial gesture, Tang Mirio remarked on the change in treatment that came with Yeon-Myeong's new status. "Just from becoming the patriarch, he's being treated so differently," she noted. Tang Yeon joined the conversation, pondering their future interactions with Yeon-Myeong. "Do we also have to speak formally to Yeon-Myeong now?" she wondered. Uncertain, Tang Mirio responded, "I'm not sure." Meanwhile, Tang Won-jin, still kneeling before their new patriarch, contemplated the potential for the Tang clan's resurgence under Yeon-Myeong's leadership. At an age where he isn't even 20, if he's able to grow even more across the land of Sichuan, once again we might be able to regain the reputation of a prestigious clan, he mused. Yeon-Myeong, aware of their hopes and expectations, assured them, "I know what you guys want. It won't take long to make it become reality. Trust me and wait." Tang Won-jin, deeply moved by Yeon-Myeong's words, acknowledged the weight of his declaration. The words that made it seem like he read our thoughts. The weight of those words imprints his position on us. He is the true Tang clan's patriarch. In response to Yeon-Myeong's declaration, Tang Won-jin pledged their allegiance. "We will follow the winner of the tournament, Tang Yeon-Myeong," he proclaimed. With determination, Yeon-Myeong instructed, "Get ready. We're going back to the main house," signaling the beginning of their journey towards reclaiming the glory of the Tang clan. As Moon-chan seethed with rage amidst the departing crowd, his heart burning with a desire for vengeance, he vowed, "Why? Just why? Why do you get everything? I will get my revenge no matter what. Even if I have to sell my soul to the devil. At the very least, I will bring you down with me." With the departure of the Tang family from Gondong Mountain, the atmosphere shifted, leaving behind a tense calmness. Meanwhile, arriving on the scene, Tae-hyo, an elder of the joint sect, assessed the situation and exclaimed, "Did they already leave? I came as soon as I heard of the situation." However, his disciple Hyun-so, standing beside him, was quick to scold his master's behavior. "Master, you can't just go alone like that," he shouted, urging Tae-hyo to consider his status as an elder. But Tae-hyo, unfazed by his disciple's reprimand, responded in a manner that diverted the conversation. "I can't hear a thing, Hyun-so. Isn't that strange?" he remarked, avoiding the topic at hand. Hyun-so, maintaining his stern demeanor, insisted, "Don't try to change the topic, master," reminding his master of his responsibilities as an elder. As Hyun-so surveyed the aftermath of the battle, he couldn't help but comment on the grisly scene. "Well, it'd be impossible to sleep next to a mountain of corpses, right? Even I would leave the area immediately." Upon closer examination of the corpses, Hyun-so's suspicions grew. "The unusual thing is that more than 300 people have been killed. Is it because an old eagle is better than a young crow? As expected of a clan that used to be prestigious. As far as I know, there were less than 100 members of the Tang family located on the mountain." Agreeing with Hyun-so's observations, Tae-hyo added, "That's what I'm saying is strange. The mountain is an open area. Wouldn't it make sense that if something this big happened, we would have heard of it?" Hyun-so posed a question, considering the possibility of deliberate avoidance. "Then, are you saying they're moving while purposely avoiding us? And what's their reason for avoiding us? On top of that, the Tang family even sent us valuables in honor of the tournament. Unless they're hiding something, right, master? Tae-hyo, musing on the situation, remarked, "We don't know for sure. Anyway, I didn't know the Tang family's blade technique has declined this much. Just how many people have been killed by a short blade?" Hyun-soo, bewildered by the implications, sought clarification. "Yes, it's definitely surprising. With a short blade." "Pardon? With a short blade? Are you saying these corpses are the work of one person?" Confirming his own observations, Tae-hyo asserted, "You can't deceive my eyes. Though most of them show signs of being defeated by learned sword techniques, I don't see any signs of mastery, which is why everything is all over the place. And seeing those who couldn't even draw their weapon means they were dealt with in a matter of seconds. There can't be many with skills like this, right?" With determination burning in his eyes, Tae-hyo made his decision clear. "I must meet this person. Let us go to Sichuan." Hearing Tae-hyo's determination, Hyun-soo responded with concern. "Pardon? You're gonna go to Sichuan? You can't. What if we accidentally run into them on the way there?" Tae-hyo remained calm as he reassured his disciple. "Have you forgotten that I've reached the top? It won't be difficult to protect myself, so don't worry." However, Hyun-soo persisted. "That's not the case for me though, master." Unyielding, Tae-hyo countered, "Even if he is a fool, do you really think he'd hastily just start a fight with me?" Recognizing the futility of arguing further, Hyun-soo conceded, "Who can beat your stubbornness? Let's go back to the family clan first. Shouldn't you at least say something to the patriarch?" Agreeing with his disciple, Tae-hyo relented. "You're right. Let's head back." As they departed from Gondong Mountain and returned to their clan, as Hyun-soo prepared to follow his master, he pondered, "Currently, the Black Death Alliance is located in the south, while the demonic cult is in the west. And for the joint faction, things are really tough right now. Master was planning on visiting the master of the Tang family, who caused such a disaster. Since the Tang family is in a familiar situation as us, is he planning on having the Tang family deal with the Black Death Alliance and then defeat the demonic cult?" Concerned about the situation, Hyun-soo remarked, "I believe the Tang family has been ruined for a while now, so I don't know if things will go as planned. I really hope there won't be a need to use the demon sword technique." Inside the Tang family main house, Grand Elder Sam Jangro was engrossed in his work when a report interrupted him. "Elder Sam Jangro, the warriors have brought the participants of the competition," came the report from outside. Pausing his work and setting aside his brush, Sam Jangro pondered the news. It seems the competition ended faster than expected. Then again, with that child Youngryong's skill and with the fire dragon's poison she has, it wouldn't be too hard to win the competition, he mused, considering the abilities of a certain contestant. However, the report took an unexpected turn. The warrior continued, "But sir, of the people who have returned, I do not see the miss." Startled by this revelation, the elder exclaimed, "What?" A sense of concern crept into his thoughts as he realized the absence of a key participant. As the warriors stood guard outside the Tang family's territory, one of them initiated a conversation. "Who do you think will win this competition?" he asked his partner. The other warrior considered for a moment before responding, "Wouldn't Tang Gukrin, being the direct disciple of the elder, most likely win?" Upon hearing this, the first warrior quickly added, "But isn't there also the granddaughter of Sam Jangro? I heard she trained like crazy after her face got messed up. Either way, as long as everyone returns." His sentence trailed off as his attention was caught by a group of people approaching. Startled by the sight, he exclaimed, Who those people are? Isn't that the Tang family symbol? Are they the part of our warriors? Does that mean?" Realizing that the participants had returned, he swiftly declared, "The competition participants have returned." The sudden arrival of the contestants sparked surprise and curiosity among the guards, leading them to announce the news to those around them. As the people crowded the street, various exclamations and conversations filled the air. "To think the competition has already ended. Did time go by that quickly?" remarked one individual, expressing surprise at the swift conclusion. Another chimed in, "I know, right? Time sure goes by quickly. Anyway, do you happen to know who are the winners?" A third person added, "Who knows? Anyways, who is that man? Look at the women over there. Their eyes might fall out. drawing attention to someone in the crowd. Amidst the commotion, a man panicked and shouted, "So Yi! My So Yi! Where are you, So Yi?" He desperately searching for someone. Soon after, a girl appeared and waved her hand towards the man. He quickly realized that his daughter was among the returned participants, and with relief he exclaimed, "So Yi, what a relief! I heard there were a lot of people who died." Amidst the crowd, someone exclaimed, "Deputy Commander, it's young Master Jung-il. He has a happy expression, so perhaps he is the winner." Another person responded cautiously, "I'm not sure myself. Just don't expect too much." As the groups made their way deeper into the main house, more voices joined in, calling out familiar names. "Over there! Myung-hoon is over there!" One person shouted excitedly. "That's our So Young. Thank God you were safe!" Another exclaimed with relief. However, amidst the joyous reunions, there were also heart-wrenching scenes of loss. With tears in his eyes, a man lamented, "Where is Huilin? I don't see her." Another man, also in tears, cried out, "I can't see my Myung-so too." Observing these emotional moments, Yeon-Myeong couldn't help but reflect on his own situation. They're the parents of the people who died in the competition. Mother must also be worried about me. What should I do if I go home, and she doesn't recognize me? I'm quite curious about her shocked expression. The thought left him feeling curious about the potential reaction of his own mother. Amidst the bustling crowd, Tang Yuri pointed out her father among the officials from the General Administration Department. Whispering to Yeon-Myeong, she shared, "Yeon-Myeong, over there. The General Administration Department is here. Do you see the guy with the glasses over there? He's my father." Surprised by the sudden revelation, Yeon-Myeong responded with a hint of amusement. "What are trying to say? Are you already asking me to take good care of your father?" Tang Yuri, undeterred, replied with determination, "Of course, I can't just let go of an opportunity like this." Chuckling at her straightforwardness, Yeon-Myeong remarked, "You're way too honest." But Tang Yuri continued, offering insight into her father's situation. "It seems wrong to say it myself, but he has the skills. It's just that he has been unable to get promoted because he doesn't suck up to anyone. That's why he's been running errands till now." Explaining the stagnation in her father's career due to his refusal to compromise his principles. With that, Yeon-Myeong pondered deeply in his though. "It's not bad for me either. Those who've been in touch with the elders can be a distraction when I take charge of the reins. Rather than that, it'd be better to find people who are on my side. I'll have to find out more about Ijin and Mirio. As Tang Kism greeted the participants, Yeon-Myeong was startled by the sudden interruption. "Good work, everyone. The warriors and the Jaegal family," Tang Kism exclaimed, acknowledging the efforts of those present. Spotted Tang Kism, Jaegal Chongsun quickly offered his greetings. "It's been a while, Chief. How are you doing?" Tang Kism responded warmly. "Have you been well? Haha, you're still the same. I will not forget how the Jegal family assisted our family." Jaegal Chongsun humbly replied, "We just helped with what we could." Tang Kism expressed his gratitude. "It felt so relieving to have the 7 Locks Phantom Dome formation. I was able to comfortably send the participants to the competition thanks to that." Patting Jaegal Changsun's shoulder, he continued, "Now then, I've given the elders a heads up, so let's go to the elders' manor right away. The warriors may now disperse and rest. After many years of escorting and completing missions, the fatigue must have piled up." But Tang Wonjin had a different plan. "My apologies, but we will not be going to the elders' manor," he interjected. Surprised, Tang Kism inquired, "And you are?" With a stern attitude, Tang Wonjin introduced himself. "My name is Tang Wonjin. I was temporarily put in charge of the honor guards." With an annoyed expression, Tang Kism inquired, "All right, Tang Wonjin, did I hear wrong? You don't want to go to the elders' manor first?" With a calm demeanor, Tang Wonjin explained, "I believe the conditions of the competition mention the Stealth and Poisons Hall, and wouldn't it make sense to go to the Stealth and Poisons Hall rather than the elders' manor first?" Elaborating his reason to reject the order. Hearing that, Tang Kism enraged. "What? How dare a mere warrior talk about principles in front of a commander-in-chief? Disperse immediately, or else I'll punish you for your disobedience." Tang Wonjin maintained his composure as he pondered. "Disobedience? Are they telling us to not talk back to the elders? I expected this, but not to this extent. Witnessing the heated exchange, Yeon-Myeong interjected with a tone of mockery. Disobedience, you say? Is there anyone in the main house who has more power than the family patriarch? Surprised by the stranger's boldness, Tang Kism's anger flared, demanding, "And who in the world are you? How dare you talk back to me?" Remaining composed, Yeon-Myeong calmly identified himself. "I'm the competition winner, Tang Yeon-Myeong." Tang Kism, feeling compelled to report to the elders, relayed the news with a hint of disbelief. The elders, upon hearing this unexpected revelation, were consumed by rage. "What are you talking about?" exclaimed one of them. The Grand Elder, struggling to comprehend, inquired, "Did I hear him correctly? Who's the winner of the competition?" Tang Kism hesitated before confirming, "That's, as I've said, the winner of the competition is Tang Yeon-Myeong." The mention of Yeon-Myeong's name only fueled the Grand Elder's anger. "That's impossible," he roared. Dissatisfied and enraged by the outcome, the third elder pondered incredulously. "How can someone like that beat Yeon-Myeong? We're talking about the fire dragon's poison here. Perhaps she wasn't even able to use it." Another elder present, Tang Sukjung, expressed his disbelief, exclaiming, "Even my disciple Gukran lost against Tang Yeon-Myeong." As he stroked his beard, he contemplated, "A being whose quality and hard work I acknowledged. I didn't believe the position of head would be given to this child. But before the start of the competition, when I saw that child, I'm certain he couldn't beat Gukran. Are you saying he's improving that much over 3 years?" Clutching his fist, Tang Sukjung made a grim remark. "That's impossible. I'm certain he used some dirty trick." Witnessing the collective dissatisfaction among the elders, Tang Myeong-shin voiced his concerns, echoing the sentiment shared by many. "Though we've decided to forget what happened during the war, shouldn't we at least get to the bottom of this?" Fourth Elder Tang Yuri concurred, adding his agreement to Tang Myeong-shin's sentiment. "I agree. How could someone like him beat every potential candidate and win? Wouldn't we be able to find an answer if we all question him?" Observing the elders expressing their concerns, the Grand Elder felt compelled to act. Where is Tang Yeon-Myeong right now? I'm certain they were called to visit the Elder's Manor first house," he inquired, recalling the order he had given to Tang Kism. Facing the inquiry from the elders, Tang Kism recounted the encounter he had with Yeon-Myeong earlier. "That's, only the family patriarch can order the heir. Just because the position of patriarch is vacant, it doesn't mean the elders can order in his stead. Do you still insist on punishing us for the disobedience?" Yeon-Myeong concluded, voicing his disagreement with the elders' decision. Tang Kism's frustration and concern boiled over as he shouted, "You have not been officially acknowledged as the heir yet." He couldn't fathom someone like Yeon-Myeong being the winner and potentially becoming the heir. This realization threatened his own position within the family hierarchy. In an attempt to assert his authority and intimidate Yeon-Myeong, Tang Kism began to threaten him further. However, before Tang Kism could finish his words, Yeon-Myeong interjected with a firm tone, cutting off any further threats. "Enough!" he commanded, releasing a powerful aura that left Tang Kism bewildered and struggling to maintain his composure. "What is this? This makes no sense. If I irritate him any further, I'll die," Tang Kism thought to himself, feeling the overwhelming pressure exerted by Yeon-Myeong's aura. As Tang Kism retreated, Yeon-Myeong delivered a final cold remark, asserting his authority and determination to follow the terms of the competition. "Whatever those lazy elders think, we will follow the terms of the competition and go to the Stealth and Poisons Hall. Let them know. With the competition coming to an end, their reign is also over," he declared, walking past Tang Kism, who remained stunned by the encounter. With a sense of disbelief, the Grand Elder inquired further. "Tell the elders to come themselves and go and deliver this message. Their era is over." Did he really say that? Quickly confirming the report, Tang Kism replied with a frightened expression, "Yes, that's right, Grand Elder." The Grand Elder's fury only intensified. "How dare that young fool! Even the poison phoenix had to be cautious in our presence." His anger was palpable, causing the table to shatter into pieces as he clenched his fist. Boiling with anger, the Grand Elder continued to vent. "This might actually be good. He hasn't been officially recognized as the branch leader yet. It's enough to question his attitude and strip him of his qualifications. Let's go to the stealth and poisons hall as he suggested. We need to assess his capabilities. With a grim expression, the Grand Elder issued his order. The warriors that are waiting outside listen. Prepare now to move to the stealth and poisons hall. Observing the preparations, the fifth elder called upon his best man and commanded, Master of the Blue Dragon, follow the Grand Elders as instructed. Lead the Blue Dragon force and follow behind. The man acknowledged the order, responding, As you commanded. As the warriors assembled and readied themselves, the Grand Elder's voice echoed with determination. He dares to challenge the authority of the Council of Elders and behave insolently. Show that rascal what reality truly is, and who the master of the Tang family truly is. Meanwhile, at the stealth and poisons hall, amidst the atmosphere of disbelief, Tang Yeon-Myeong inquired, What is this? Did you really win the Tang family successor competition? Confirming the incredulity, Yeon-Myeong responded, Yes, you heard that right. Processing the confirmation, Tang Yeon-Myeong pondered, I sensed his uniqueness even as a child, but now his aura is incomparably stronger. My sister would be pleased. Recalling memories from the past. Interrupting the conversation, Tang Yeon-Myeong quickly exclaimed, You won, really? You are the winner competition? Voicing his dissatisfaction. Recalling his past confrontation with the young Yeon-Myeong. You really think you could win the competition? It would be good if you just survived. After the competition, I will make sure that you and your mother pay for what happened to my son Munchin's arm. It might not even take 4 years. With a steely gaze, Yeon-Myeong responded, You definitely said that. As you mentioned, it didn't take 4 years, but now you won't be able to take that compensation. You should be careful with every word and deed while staying at the Tang house. Otherwise, you might end up disabling your son's remaining arm as well. Recalling the threat Tang Yeon-Myeong had made against him and his mother. Observing the tense exchange, Tang Yeon-Myeong couldn't help but remark, He is surely good at holding a grudge. As Tang Yeon-Myeong stood outside the poison hall, his mind drifted back to past events, particularly the war he had experienced. Reflecting on the conflict with Heaven's Brilliance Demon Lord and the role of the Poison Phoenix, he couldn't help but feel a bitter taste in his mouth. Recalling the intensity of the battles and the sacrifices made by the Tang family warriors, Tang Yeon-Myeong muttered to himself, Is he the son of that person? If that's true, it was all because of the conflict with Heaven's Brilliance Demon Lord targeting the Poison Phoenix. The warriors of the Tang family fought with their lives, and although our vigor was equal, the resistance from them was stronger than expected. His thoughts then turned to the decisions made during the war, including his own requests for support from the elders, which were ultimately rejected. With bitterness in his voice, Tang Yeon-Myeong continued, I requested support from the elders to counter the intensified attacks of Heaven's Brilliance Demon Lord, but my request was rejected. Just if they had even given their forces, we could have reduced the damage. Yet those shameless people blamed everything on Poison Phoenix after everything ended. Feeling the weight of past injustices and sacrifices, Tang Yeon-Myeong's expression grew grim as he reflected on the difficult decisions made during the war, including the deposition of the Poison Phoenix from the position of head elder. He understood that her decisions were made to protect the young lord under the Poison Phoenix's care, but the bitterness of those memories still lingered. Standing in front of his assembled warriors, Tang Yeon-Myeong declared, I believe you must have also noticed who the current master is the child of. To us, who failed to fulfill our roles that day, it's as if another chance has come our way. This time we must. His words were cut short by a voice shouting, Stop! You don't have permission to enter. The voice came from someone guarding the front, someone causing an uproar at the gate. Inside the building, Yeon-Myeong heard the disturbance and remarked, This voice is. Well, let's go out and see. Outside the gate, the third elder confronted the honor guards with a tone of anger. Honor guards, do you really think you can defy the Elder Council and be safe? He continued, his frustration boiling over. Where's Tang Yeon-Myeong? Despite the chaos unfolding, he tried to maintain his composure. Tang Yeon-Myeong couldn't help but wonder about the elders' motivations. As the young master predicted, all the elders appeared. I didn't expect that their own forces would also be mobilized. Is it because they feel their positions are being threatened? He pondered, recognizing the gravity of the situation. The guards held their ground and paid no heed to the Grand Elder's boiling anger. Being ignored, the Grand Elder became more enraged. Doesn't my word sound reasonable? I ordered to bring Tang Yeon-Myeong here now. Just then, someone interjected. There's no need to fuss. I am here. It was Yeon-Myeong, appearing with a calm demeanor, ready to confront the elders. Witnessing the commotion, Tang Jiakui became bewildered and remarked, Sir Third Elder? And other elders as well? As he realized the unfolding situation, he quickly directed a question toward Yeon-Myeong. Did you not visit the Elder Council before you came here? With a grim expression, the elder asserted, You dare to claim the seat of the future patriarch of the family. That should not be occupied without our permission. With a calm demeanor, Yeon-Myeong responded, I have already proven my qualifications by winning the competition. We are currently verifying fairness at the Stealth and Poisons Hall overseeing the competition. What more do you need? Witnessing Yeon-Myeong's cocky composure, another elder remarked, What? As I heard, you have a nasty nature. What kind of language is that to use in front of the family elders? Agreeing with the sentiments of the other elders, the third elder grimly remarked, If you want to live, you must confess everything that happened within the solitude exam. Staying firm, Yeon-Myeong responded, I heard that what happens in the competition is unspeakable. With a mocking tone, he continued, It seems the weight of the family rules is lighter than expected. Or do you think I gained an unfair advantage? Hearing Yeon-Myeong's response, the third elder's grim expression turned to fury as he claimed, I heard it on the way here from the Jegal Lord. There was interference from the Dark Moonsword sect and nearly 300 Dark Sect villains. If there was outside interference, how can you say the competition was fair? Yeon-Myeong swiftly countered, Tang Gukrin, Tang Yeon-Myeong killed other participants, and I ended the competition by killing them. Their intervention was after the competition, so fairness isn't an issue. Enraged by the answer, the third elder demanded, What did you just say? As his murderous aura intensified, he continued, Who killed whom? Just like adding fuel into the fire, Yeon-Myeong replied, If you find it hard to believe, why not go to Gangdong Mountain yourself? If the Gangdong sect hasn't cleaned up, the bodies should still be there. Stating the facts plainly, he maintaining his calm demeanor. Hearing that, the third elder couldn't keep his composure any longer. He became more enraged. With a grim expression, he shouted, Die, you fool! As he launched himself towards Yeon-Myeong, attempting to attack him. The power behind the elder's assault was immense, leaving the warriors present unable to interfere as they watched in shock, their jaws dropping at the scene unfolding before them. They feared Yeon-Myeong had met his end. However, to their astonishment, Yeon-Myeong remained standing, unscathed. With a calm demeanor, he remarked, You brought all this upon yourself. Effortlessly blocking the elder's attack, he continued, Do you find it hard to believe that your granddaughter is dead?